Hello guys, how are we doing? First of all, I want to say a huge, magnificent thank you for reaching 600 subs. I'm now on 609, so I'm a little bit late to the thanks, but hey, better late than never. And the thanks are still just as valid as it was, you know, however long ago it was I hit 600. So I do appreciate that. Thank you ever so much for the support. It is noticed, and yeah, thanks a bunch. The video you've got in the background is a video of me, basically a fairly decent Gavutu hardpoint game where we have a slow start, we get into a bit of a rough end, but we slowly pick it back up. I'm using an AR for most of the game. I get an over a 2.5 KD and I get a decent amount of hill time, let me tell you that. So if you guys are intrigued into how I play this map mainly with an AR, bit of an SMG sometimes, make sure you give this a watch and hopefully, hopefully it helps you guys out. This was mentioned in a recent video of mine where one of you guys said it would be, given the stat line at the beginning of the video kind of ruins it. And as you guys are probably aware, I put it in my thumbnails as well, like my kills to death. Just, in my opinion, it helped you guys, determine what gameplays you want to watch, whether it's a good one or not. But, you know what, I haven't included it in this one. What do you guys think? Do you prefer the visibility of my stat line before the game, or would you rather see how the game goes when you're actually watching? It'd be interesting for you guys to let me know what you think. So, the actual gameplay. We're currently in P2 with about 20 seconds left, moving into P3. Let's see let's go from the spawn. Let's go from the spawn. Let's see what I say. So, we're spawning cliff, and I've got in the back of my head, I'm thinking, right, we need to flip here because we need to be pushing that beach side because the next hill is on the beach. So I'm playing for the scrap here, and I'm hoping for a wrap round. I could have pushed through P1, but I had a tiny inkling that because I spawned cliff, there would already be someone through P1, which I believe there was. But now I've spawned pretty much close to P1, I'm pushing it through here. Now, this map, I do want to enforce, this map is a very, very heavy rotation map, on hardpoint at least. I know every map is, rotations are key, but this is one map more than any other. I mean, I don't know what that dude was doing. This is one map more than any other where rotating for the next hill does win gunfights. Because it's just so hard to get off of it. Every map, every hill is an AR hill once you get set up. So it's just one of them things. So we left this time. We thought, you know what? Let's switch it up. Let's rotate early. See what we can do. So on and so forth. So even though I'm using an AR, and as I briefly mentioned at the beginning of the game, this is a nice little spot to watch them coming through P1. By the way, if I had good con, I probably would have killed him. You're able to get into the hill quite a lot as an AR on this map. I got bloody deleted. I don't know what happened. So yeah, I was able to get a decent amount of hill time, and as you are playing an AR on this map, it is either your responsibility to either be helping out on time or getting that rotation in. You really need to be, doing one or the other. But if no one else is doing it, you need to be the guy rotating. That is as simple as it is. So we're spawning cliff, which means they're either spawning in the back here, or they're spawning sort of P1 side. And now by the looks of it, they're spawning P1 side, so they're going to be wrapping back through this back left sort of area. So I'm holding this sort of off angle. It's not something they'd necessarily expect. But with 8 seconds left, I'm thinking, you know what, let's just rotate. Let's get the rotation in. And we managed to bring it back a little bit there with a good hold. As I said, we've got the rotation there. That's what won us that hill, essentially. So I'm using trophies on this map simply because we played these guys the game before and it was just trophy central. So I thought, you know what, have a taste of your own medicine. Let me put it on. See, that was an SMG gunfight and had an AR out, which is why I lost that. And I was also crouched, which means he probably got a couple of headshots in there as well. It just meant I died that little bit quicker. So I see, one mistake I see a lot of people doing with an AR on this map is just getting impatient that you aren't getting kills and running at the hill. It's very important to pick one enemy off at a time and moving slowly towards that focus. To get the hill cleared. Essentially, you don't want to be pushing it until you've got the enemies down. This is one of the biggest maps where you need map control before you jump on a hill. It is extremely silly just to willy-nilly jump on a hill, you know, without actually having that main map control. Right, so we got P1. The score's fairly even, and this map, this hill is a fairly easy one to hold when you have got, you know, ARs on it, because it's a nightmare. There's head glitches everywhere. Everywhere you look outside of the hill is low ground, which means that you're on the high ground. Those of you who's a fan of Star Wars will understand that. It gives you a huge advantage. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing. This is a nice angle, and this goes with every map. As an AR, you want to be reading where they're coming from. That's the biggest thing. You want to be able to read where they're coming from without being read yourself where you're coming from. That is the biggest thing right there. So I do try and have off angles where possible. I try and be in the more random positions where you think, hang on, why would he hold that? That's something I'd never hold. It's because they don't read it. That's literally the main reason here. And as always, this is a tip that I always enforce when I do my videos. If you're playing as an AR, do not be afraid to pick up an SMG. Now, the reason I didn't jump onto hill right there is because I've just got 2 down. They're going to be very highly focused into my position, and chances are, if I chowed that hill, I would be dead, because they know exactly where I am. They're good players on the other team. I would most definitely be dead in that situation, and it was far, far, far more important for me to try and get a little bit of spawn control. If we can get them into a spawn trap, happy days, which is why I went for it. This is one thing I hope the new COD brings in, is I know the rotations. I don't need to see a big red marker on the hill, because it, you know, if I'm running from the red tower, I know this isn't a rant time, but if I'm running from the red tower, I can't see jack shit. If someone's on the top of the boat, I can't see anything. Now, I'm not initially pushing this because I know if I die, I won't have a teammate to trade me. Whereas the position I'm currently in, they can't touch it. That was my premise here before running in. Now, this angle here is one I commonly like to use. A lot of players don't look for it. You got the whole cross. As long as you got the behind P1 covered, which is the ring, happy days. But this is a nice little position to have. That was nice. I am gutted. I am so gutted I did not get the 4-piece there. That would have been so clean. I think one more bullet in the mag would have probably killed him. Maybe if I was a little bit more accurate with my shots, that, you know, that would have been a lovely little kill. You guys are going to notice that pre-aiming and positioning are huge when using an AR. And this is a nice little spot I like to use. You can't directly see the enemies through this little gap where I'm looking currently. However, you can see their red name tags, which means you can essentially shoot them through that. They can see yours as well if they pre-aim this, so just be aware. But either way, it's a nice heady to have, and it's not as expected. It's not to be expected. So every time a teammate dies, I'm looking to see where they spawn, and that tells me exactly where the enemy team are coming from. So we're spawned back left, to my left, which chances are they're going to be spawning boat or cliff, that sort of area, which means they're either going to be pushing me front or cliff or the bridge, whatever you guys want to call it. Which is why every time I take a gunfight, I'm pre-aiming. The Automaton takes quite a long time to ADS because it's an assault rifle, so it is to be expected. Where is that guy going, by the way? I've never seen such a weird play from a guy. Right, so I've got streaks. Now, I know for a fact killing someone from that top turret can be a nightmare. So all I did, I'm playing with 2 teammates who I run with sometimes. I got the guy off that was going to give us the most annoyance from the hill, and then I combed where everyone was. Now my teammate right here goes absolutely off. He's just spawn killing them. I said, right, I'm boat. Do what you can. They're just going to keep spawning there. Just do what you can. I'm at boat. They will be spawning green. They'll be spawning back green, red tower, in the beach, that sort of thing. And that is part of the AR role. It is very important to know where the spawns are, how to influence spawns, because that essentially was you know, and communicate that to the teammates. So I was in boat, so I knew for a fact they couldn't spawn anywhere else. In hindsight, I could have probably played a little bit kill hoary, and, you know, pushed up to top boat and killed anyone pushing front red. But from where I was, I could, you know, hop on a hill quickly if need be. And considering we were so close to winning the game, I thought, you know what, the closer I am, the better. And to be fair, I didn't need to do anything. My teammate absolutely fried. So that's going to do it. Hope you have a perfect rest of the day. And if you have any questions with the gameplay, don't hesitate and let me know down below. I hope you guys are ready for the next season, because I'm ready for some juicy content. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ciao for now.